the prayer book, then it is in the section of the teaching prayer, prayers for teaching occasion, then in the section of praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. So otherwise, you just meditate, visualize absolute presence of Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, and remembering the kindness of Buddha manifesting into Nimanakaya form in this southern wall. Then turn the wheel of Dharma. Because of that, we have way out from this darkness of ignorance, which is the root cause for suffering, that which we do not wish to experience. And we always aspire for true happiness, lasting happiness. So this is a natural wanting for each and every one of us and rest of the sentient being. So because of altruistic aspirations and the courage that develop from eons of lifetime before and many eons of life during the life period lifetimes, Guru Shakyamuni Buddha's previous life made aspirational prayers to come and benefit us, to come and liberate us. Specifically, this southern wall, sentient being, specifically during our time, during this era of existence of this southern universe. Buddha chose to descend in this southern universe, and during this period, which none of the other numberless Buddhas, even none of the 1,000 fortunate Buddhas, descended during our time. Can you imagine if Buddha didn't manifest into this world and turn the wheel of Dharma? Can you imagine where will be our position? The opportunity to way out from the darkness of delusion, darkness of ignorance, the miserable of samsara. You see, and this is very obvious even today's time in the most advanced science, most advanced creation through human intelligence, advance in medicine, advance in technologies, but there's no reduction on suffering, isn't it? There's no reduction in suffering. Very much quite equal the suffering that experienced by supermen like the scientists, the supermen like the billionaires. But then there's evidence. There's evidence, even from the historical Buddha himself, from that time onward up to today. There's hundreds and thousands of evidence that by following the Buddha's path can eradicate entire silent existence, entire suffering, entire causes of the suffering once for all. Can actualize perfected, everlasting state of liberation. So this is possible. The first example is the five disciple of Buddha's first turning wheel of Dharma. After he showed the manifestations of enlightenment after 49 days, which is today's day, turn the wheel of Dharma on the Four Noble Truths. Within short period, not like within 100 years, within few years of time, right after and this arahats to obtain the direct realization of emptiness is within the session, within the teaching session, they have actualized those realizations. Then eventually they have actualized the liberation where completely free from delusion, completely free from karma. Then eventually, without much long time, they have actualized state of full enlightenment. So these are the proof. These are the proof. Living beings, living human beings, by following the Buddha's instruction, they have actualized freedom from all the sufferings. We don't have such evidence from the science, modern science. We don't have such evidence from the modern science medicine. We don't have such evidence from money. We don't have that. We also don't have evidence that someone able to hide in the middle of the cave or middle of the mountain in the rock, that they're able to be free from entire oceans of samsara and delusion. There's no evidence. Is it? So the thing is Buddha able to realize that we are, we sentient beings like us, living in the confusion, living in hallucinations, living in wrong views, living in the wrong understanding of truth, including about our life, our feelings, our experiences, and our path, confusion in our path, confusion in the causes of our problem, confusion in causes of our happiness, confusion in our ultimate objective. We are totally in confusion. So then Buddha first thing, most effectively, say first you must recognize your real problem. Say nene sheja, negi juni pangja, dene topja, de juni temperature. Say, first you have to diagnose, exactly the problem is that which you say you do not want, you do not wish to experience. You feel you do not want to experience, you do not want to experience, but you have to know exactly what you do not want to experience. Then, if the person reply, say suffering, but then Buddha says you don't understand what exactly the suffering is, because you are living in the confusion that even suffering you've been regarded as a happiness. You regarded suffering as a happiness. So therefore, how to overcome from that? Because you do not wish to experience suffering, but you willingly, go for the suffering due to the confusion, thinking that those are happiness. So that's why Buddha taught. First thing, say you must recognize what exactly are the suffering. Then he taught the first truth of suffering. And there, Buddha make it very clear to the followers, starting from these five disciples. The suffering is not just the suffering of pain. There's also another kind of suffering, called suffering of change, which most of the time you confuse as a happiness, but in fact it is suffering, because it eventually you will start to feel the impact of suffering of pain from that. We thought that it is happiness, but it's changeable. In fact, it's just simply decreasing the sensation or the feeling or the understanding of the suffering or pain. That's why you feel like it is happiness. See, so then Buddha carry on saying that that is not enough. That is still very gross. You need to understand the most subtle level that which we are really in confusion, which is the pervasive suffering, the pervasive compounded suffering, which as long as it is a production of karma and delusion, that naturally become suffering. So therefore, the aggregates that we carry, which is a byproduct of karma and delusion, the environment that we live, which is also a byproduct of karma and delusion, everything is in the nature of suffering. You see, so Buddha make it very clear. Then Buddha teach the disciples that you can be overcome all these sufferings by overcoming its causes. Then he taught the second noble truth, the truth of causes of suffering. Then Buddha make it very clear that there are two major causes. The immediate causes, which is the karmic imprint, and the root causes, which is the delusions, that which create the action, and that action, directly result the samsaric experiences. So delusion and the karma. Then from there, specifically emphasize the nastiness of the three poisons, like such as aversion, attachment, ignorance. So then, overall, Buddha emphasized that the main root cause, the fundamental cause, if we really want to be free from entire confusion, then we need to clear the root cause, which is the ignorant. Ignorant in understanding the absolute conventional truth and absolute ultimate truth, the interdependent nature, the interdependent ultimate nature, and lack of inherent ultimate nature, or the emptiness of the phenomena, the emptiness of self, emptiness of the rest of the phenomena. So Buddha said you need to know that. Then Buddha taught the third noble truth, which is the cessation is definitely possible. The cessation is definitely possible as long as you know exactly what are the causes of suffering, and as long as you know exactly what are the path, and as long as you apply that, definitely one can be liberated from oceans of samsara. Definitely one can be able to achieve the state of full liberation. So then there he taught the cessations of the path, the cessation from suffering and its causes, that which will be actualized through the path, the cessations such as nirvana, cessations such as by eradicating the stages of delusions on the stages of the path, then ultimately the ultimate cessations of full enlightenment, absolute enlightenment. So once Buddha introduced how the cessation is definitely possible, then he introduced the fourth noble truth, which is the truth of path. You say, okay, this, if now we understand that we do not want suffering. Now we know exactly what are the suffering. We also know what are the causes. And we also know that liberation from all these problems is definitely possible. So now you need to pursue it by engaging in the path. So then Buddha taught the direct antidote to the suffering and its causes, which is the noble path, of selflessness, which is the wisdom of selflessness, wisdom of emptiness. You see, then during the first turning wheel of Dharma, Buddha, based on the mental capability of the listener, he introduced the path more general perspective, more preliminary perspective. So he introduced the path of no self. He didn't directly go into the extended, the wisdom of emptiness. But then eventually, he proceeded to the turning wheel of the second wheel of Dharma, where he taught the Heart Sutra, and there he delivered the most extended, antidote, which is the wisdom of emptiness. You see, so now we can see clearly why Buddha is so special. Why, Buddha is so kind to us. Why Buddha is so precious to us, because of he revealed, he diagnoses our problem, and he gave us the correct medicine, the most effective medicine, the medicine that has 100% guarantee, more than 100% guarantee that definitely going to cure and actualize the result, So this is the teaching, the Dharma teaching, the teaching on the Four Noble Truths. You see, like in our ordinary life, we feel sick, we feel uncomfortable, and naturally we want to be free from that, isn't it? But it's quite difficult to understand what really going on. Yes, you feel uncomfortable, you feel not good, but we do guess a lot, yes, but most of the time not 100% able to detect the root cause. And eventually, if we really want to get out of all the sickness, we have to go to a professional doctor, isn't it? Qualified doctor. If you have a stomach pain, then better go to the stomach doctor. If you have a headache, then better go to headache doctor. Or go to GP, isn't it? The general practitioner, the qualified one. And we also know not easy to become general practice. It is very hard work to study that, isn't it? Then after we go to qualified GP, then even though you are so sick, even though you wish that you want to hear nothing is wrong, but if we really got something is really wrong, even though the doctor said that you got that problem, actually we feel at least there's a solution. At least there's a clarity to figure it out whether I can get out from that problem or not. You see, so so then not only doctor diagnose you, but the doctor will prescribe the correct medicine. And if we take the correct medicine, then of course, we are talking about the conventional medicine. And there's no 100% cure, or some cure, but some may not cure. But whatever it is, an example, when it comes to our conventional world, to overcome from the sickness, the doctor is the ultimate refuge. And the direct antidote is the medicine. You see, so similar way. So in that way, then how thankful to that doctor, to showing the clarity about your health and prescribing correct medicine. And especially if you are completely cured from the doctor's guidance, you will be thankful for this doctor forever, isn't it? So, but now here, when we talk about Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, is someone that who going to, who prescribe the medicine, the Dharma of emptiness, that which going to cure forever from all the faults and from all this the oceans of samsara and its causes. So for that reason, how important today's day is. So when we do the refuge, and especially when I recite the praises of Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, so you can think why Buddha is so special. So try to have a gratitude to the Buddha, to have a gratitude that the rest of the other manifestations of the Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, like your own Guru, like Gyabchenama Sobarimpoche, like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, all the other individual gurus that who channel Buddha's wisdom, towards us. So think, try to feel fortunate, feel gratitude, and then on the basis of that, then try to strengthen our faith in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and conviction in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and in particularly conviction, stable, unshakable conviction to pursue the path, to learn the Dharma, to practice the Dharma, then actualize the realization on the stages of the path, and eventually, fulfilled Buddha's intent, which is for us to achieve full enlightenment. This is his ultimate intent, you see. So if we deliver that, then we serve the Buddha most perfected way. Okay, so keeping that in heart, then I will recite the prayers. Sangye Jodang Zoye Jonala Janju Badu Dani Gazunje Dagi Jinzo Yebe Sonamaje Dola Benje Sangye Rubalaijo Sangye Jodang Zoye Jonala Janju Badu Dani Gazunje Dagi Jinzo Yebe Sonamaje Dola Benjere Sangye Rubarai Jo Sangye Jedang Soye Janala Janju Bardu Dani Jazunje Dagi Jinzo Yebe Sonamgi Dola Benje Sangye Rubarai Tenpa Jumdende Dejin Jeba Rajomba Yandaba Zobe Sangye Riba Dan Shabzo Tenparan Tevra Sheba Jiden Jemba Jevo Debe Kalo Joba Lana Meba Lada Minamji Tenpa Sangye Jumdende Pejawa Shakya Doba La Chazalo Chede Jabzo Che Tenpa Jumdende Dejin Jaba Rajomba Yandaba Zobe Sangye Riba Dan Shabzo Tenparan Tevra Sheba Jiden Jemba Jevo Debe Kalo Joba Lana Meba Lada Minamji Tenpa Sangye Jumdende Pejawa Shakya Doba La Chazalo Chede Jabzo Che Lama Edamba Jumdende Dejin Jama Dajumba Yamdaba Zobe Sangye Riba Dan Shabzu Dembra Devra Sheba Jiden Jemba Jewo Debe Kalo Joba Lana Meba Tada Minam Ye Demba Sangye Jumdende Bejawa Shakya Doba La Chazalo Chede Jabzu Je Tanze Kanyi Zowo Je Tanze Saze De La Gomba Dumbro Ne Ngane Jide Dena Choje Son Deze Jeba Je La Chaize Namda Kunga Chodo Suzan Wa Ishe Jaso Seje Lumbo Da Daba Jide Sunna Lame Gombo Chonye Je La Cha Zalo Senjo Demba Chime Dawe Cha Sedo Dawa Je La Chaize Jeda Jeda Seba Suma Je Nyame Chenjen Jela Cha Zalo Gombo Tuje Cheden Ba Tamje Jembe Demba Sana Yenden Kyazo Jin Dejin Jela Cha Zalo Tabe Dejan Tawara Yo Yewe Mezo Lelo Jin Chedo Denama Choyo Ba Shinju Jela Cha Zalo Duna Due Lam Yang De Laba Dala Rabdu Ne Shinje Daba Yunde De Kende Laya Cha Zalo Sanye Zola Cha Zalo Kyoba Jela Cha Zalo Kende Dela Cha Sola Dadu Geja Za Chanza Weba Tamze La Shinde Gege Tanye Je Lede Baye Namgwe Shede Debe Geja Za Digba Jia Meja Jin Dewa Penzun Sopra Je Rangye Semne Yongsu De Dene Zangye Denba Ye Chanza Wada Jujin Shaba Dan Jezo Yeran Gwejin Zowa Jewa Junse Daje Jizaba Tamje Daje Chanju Chemboro. We do another round of mandala offering. Jesu lama damba kenama ye chogu kala kenze tende ne chedara zambe doje zema la sabje chege jawa abdu dai je lunga ye song long je de zong ja zo je ren je men da zambo gui zang zo ba zo je ba lo ye lang ne lama ye dama gui jo sun la be 推荐往节今年到了，今年老多，大节家当莫送天边月，大年八送绿当龙卷节，王八没把每夜来学呢，都送让上着，今年罗，夜当忙古罗了。Mandala Gani Yandaya. Okay, thank you. So this is to commemorate today's holiday. Okay, so now I better stick with my topic. Uh, okay, so the topic is Karisa, the benefit of holy objects, isn't it? Oh yeah. Benefit of holy object. Then after that, the oral transmission on long Chenrezig Darani. So this is a holy object. So you see, so there's a holy object. So it comes in many different aspects, in the form of Dharmakaya, in the form of Sambhogakaya, in the form of Nirmanakaya, in the form of the conventional object of refuge, like such as like such as like Buddha's representations, like such as statues, tangas, paintings. Then the representations of holy speech, the object of refuge, such as sutras, the mantras in the sound, mantras in the aura, like in the light form, mantras in the writings. Then the rest of the words that that interpret or that that deliver the message of Buddha's intent, the teaching. And then like such as the representations of the conventional representations of Buddha's holy mind, like stupas, in the drawing, in the physical picture, in the buildings, in the form of buildings, etc. Then, like such as relics. Relics also got many different kind of relics. Or the Dharma also is one of relics. Then there are also relics which produce as a result of realization on emptiness, realization on bodhicitta, realization on the stages of the higher path, including enlightenment. Then the practitioners, like Shakyamuni Buddha himself, like Milarepa, like Guru Rinpoche, like our precious gurus, late precious gurus, so they produce in the form of object like a pearl, like a jewel, like, and then including when someone actualize path, in particularly when if someone already realize emptiness directly and achieve the path of meditation, one of the benefit, one of the quality is wherever you touch, wherever you sit, whatever you touch, everything become object of veneration. Everything become holy object. Everything become holy object. So the one of the characteristic of gomlam. The gomlam is a part of meditation. There are six. There are many characteristics, but there are six major characteristics. One of them is wherever this meditator who reach part of meditation, if I think quite possible. It should definitely be possible. All our precious gurus, all our precious gurus, like His Holiness, like Captain Lama Sovereign said, they all, if he happened to visit your home, then if he happened to sit on your toilet bowl become holy object. That is the benefit. That is the power of achieving part of meditation. They don't even have to achieve a state of Buddhahood. Even achieve part of meditation. You see, so which could be which could be maybe next moment after realizing emptiness directly. The moment they spend in the path of seeing maybe for a few seconds, then after that they move towards path of meditation, which they progress on the 10 bhumis. Then, yeah, so that's why, yes, so you have to find a way to invite your gurus to your home, to your, So in Himalayas or in Tibet, now also the culture very much in the Asian communities. I don't know much about in the West, maybe almost there. That when the holy beings comes, we rush with our malas, and we try to find for them to bless it, blow and touch, and whether the Tibetan, all the common Tibetan, they understand exactly that about these qualities or not, but at least know that there will be a lot of blessing. So, and in fact, whether you understand or not, yes, it can be like a what do you call, like a striking lottery. You carry a bunch of mala and you ask your guru to just bless and like hand touch, and someone is already realize emptiness, everything become holy object for you. Really, then you see, we go and get blessing. Is it a Tibetan culture? When we see Lama, we go and get blessing, and Lama touch on our hand. If the Lama is realize direct emptiness, our whole body, our whole person become holy object. Based on the teaching like that. But nowadays cannot. In the West, you do that, you will be sued. You will be sent to jail. Lama molest me. There's a danger, isn't it? So, so sometimes faith and that, from the spiritual point of view, there are a lot of benefit. But also, of course, is times are degenerating. Then there's also a lot of faults also occur. Understandable, But like that, so you see, so holy object. I'm talking about holy object, yeah, holy object. You see, I think many of you, at least some of you, have already get blessing from His Holiness. I'm sure. Helen stay in Dharamsala for a long time, maybe 10, 20, 30 times, maybe already. Here, Helen is here, isn't it? And some other some of you have an audience with His Holiness, attended teaching, and you got blessing. And no doubt, His Holiness, no doubt, is compassionate Buddha. Not talking about part of seeing, part of meditation. It's already enlightened Chenrezig. So you see. So now you think about yourself. You have to take care of your body as like holy object. From that point of view, you have to take care. You have to serve your holy object. You see. So like that, is it? So from this how to say illustration, so you get the point, you see. So therefore, to get the blessing of relics, the benefit in Sutra and Tantra express about the benefit of relics just by seeing the relics, just by touching. Of course, most people won't let you touch the relics, but touching the relics, seeing that, even imagining, like in the dream, you think of, you dream of relics, and you just visualize, you think of relics, it purifies immense of obscurations in our mind, and bless us, nurture us, nurture our spiritual growth. Such benefit of holy objects, you see. Yeah, so like that. You see, so all this, the holy object, even the conventional, no question about the ultimate, Dharmakaya, ultimate Buddha, ultimate Dharma, ultimate Sangha, even the conventional one, because of the representation of, representations of Buddha's qualities, those are illustrated, illustration of Buddha's the enlightened qualities. Each and every single enlightened qualities has the power to bless our mind, to purify us and accumulate, nurture us in our spiritual practice. So that's why how precious, Buddha's qualities are. Like, even just talk about the major and minor 80 major and minor marks of the Buddha, and we learned even just one single pore of Buddha, that the benefit that we receive if we able to even witness, just by able to view through your eye, purifies our mind and nurture our spiritual growth. You see, our merits like that. An example, like the stupa. Stupa is the illustration of Buddha's omniscient mind. You see, the entire stupa, from very foundation to the top, every single step. And those are not creation of one creative person, one creative ordinary human being. It's not that. It's a creation based on the omniscient, the realized beings. Then through their meditation, the illustration of Buddha's quality, then they came about such design. There are a few, even the same type of stupa, but there are a few different designs. But all those are, based on the illustration of the Buddha's quality, actualized by the realized beings, who not by ordinary people. You see. So therefore, an example. There are so many unbelievable benefits. Just an example. This old man, I used to share the story. Kinda Pelke, the old man, whose previous life was a fly. You see, whose previous life was fly. And this old man is from a very big family. There's so many children and grandchildren. He must be around 80 plus. So have so many grandchildren. And also from the story, it sounds like the grandchildren are very naughty one, very noisy. It sounds like that. So he really wanted to have a peaceful rest of his life. So he wanted to go and find somewhere that he can retreat from his home, and the families. So nearby there's a Shariputra's monastery. So he thought that maybe best to become a monk in Shariputra's monastery. Since Shariputra has such a close connection to Buddha, and he thought that, that monastery would be wonderful. So he went to Shariputra and said, I want to become monk. And Shariputra refused, say, you are old man. It's too old to become monk. You cannot jump queue directly to the first line. You have to do a lot of chore, as a newcomer in the monastery. So you won't able to do that. You're already old, And some more, I think you don't have a karma to become a monk. You don't have a merit to become a monk, So Kim Tabelge, the old man, was so sad. So he thought the way to shut the noise through his senses, So in order not to go back to home, he thought maybe he just jumped from the cliff and finish his life. So he thought that's the way to quiet his mind. So he was about to jump, then Buddha descend there. And of course, in order to, like how our guru do with us, guru, manifests very much like very equal to us, very ordinary, like with flesh, born and old, and crippling, etc. So in order to communicate us our own level, so Shakyamuni Buddha kind of as if that he didn't really know exactly what happened. Of course, Buddha know everything. It's omniscient. So he asked the old man, he said, what happened? He said, I wanted to become monk. I went to Shariputra monastery. He said, I'm too old. And he says, I have no merit. So he was crying. I can imagine he must be crying, so much. And then Then Buddha says, oh, no, 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 no. Then he revealed, Buddha revealed, I'm omniscient. I know exactly everything, your past, present, future. You have a merit to become monk. And not only that, you have a merit to achieve arhat within this lifetime. Whatever remaining life that you have, you can even able to achieve arhat. You have that much merit. Then he says, Shariputra, you are close, you Buddha's close disciple. Shariputra says that I have no karma, no merit. They say, oh, he don't have the omniscient mind. He's just an arhat. He haven't reached the omniscient state. So therefore, he is unable to see the details, subtle your karma. Then the Om, you can imagine it. He must be so excited. He must be so excited. Tell me, quickly, tell me. Tell me what's my karma, what's my merit. Then Buddha says, oh, in the past life, you were a fly, and you are someone. That fly, always attached to the smell of cow dung. You chase after cow dung smell. Then one day, they said that you happen to flew. You were attracted by one very smelly cow dung. Of course, the story didn't say very smelly, but I'm just exaggerating a little bit. Say that you flew to you flew onto the one dry cow dung, which was floating on the flooded water, and that water is flooded around the stupa, where there's one stupa there. There's one stupa there, and because of heavy rain, the whole around stupa is flooded, and that whole dry cow dung was floating on that water. And during that period, there's very strong wind, pushing the cow dung. So cow dung was going around the stupa, and you were so attached to the smell, and you landed on that cow dung, and without even knowing that you were able to make one round of the stupa, there you created the merit to become monk, to be born as a human in this life, and to become monk in this life, and to achieve arahatship within this life. So I think this is good enough to know the rest of the holy object, the power. Isn't it? Isn't it unbelievable? And yes, Kimta Pekya literally become monk and literally achieve arahatship. You see? So like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe something like that. Okay. Then so there's one sutra called Tamje Beggar. I don't know in English, but it's there's one sutra called Tamje Beggar. It says, Sangye Gangi Lung. It says that like 62 like kind of galaxies, and within that, whatever amount of dust that it contains could be numberless, isn't it? And that much number of Buddha out there, and you make offering, you make venerations, you make offering, can be unbelievable powerful, isn't it? So much meritorious, isn't it? We feel so proud that if we're able to make one water ball, 7 water ball in our altar, we feel so proud, isn't it? We kind of think, today I've done my practice. You see? So now here is 62 type of galaxies, within that kind of huge amount of space, within that amount of dust of number, the Buddha out there, and you make infinite offerings. The merit is unbelievable, unimaginable, isn't it? 이제 상계 관계론 도주산이기 때문에 늘기 장단냐발라 최진이 고와다 파바 체레스게 센삼 전직 Della chak lenjik some giba penyo nyabaso. Now the actual Papa Chenrezig, actual Chenrezig, or Papa Chenrezig is Tenzin Zinjing, is someone or something represent Chenrezig, which is Chenrezig statue, or like His Holiness Dalai Lama, who come in human form, who is eminent embodiment of Chenrezig. Dela Chak Lenjik Sam, if you prostrate only one time, Chak Lenjik Sam Giba, the merit is equal. The merit is you accumulate the merit equal as you make extensive offering to 62, as mentioned before, like that much. So that much power. So now I'm trying to go into the Chenrezig practice. So I just want to conclude by, instead of telling too many different stories, or just, the power of holy object in relation to stupa, and the power of holy object in relation to like statue or the mantra. Let's say Om Mani Padme Hum. Let's say there's a writing of Om Mani Padme Hum, which is also to carry the compassionate Buddha's energy. So the Om Mani Padme Hum. Let's say an example. There's a writing Om Mani Padme Hum on your altar or on the wall. Then there you make one prostration, or there you show any kind of gesture or practice. The merit that one creates is equal as offering to that numberless Buddhas. So that much power. Then with the faith, with the devotion, with the respect, you recite one time of the mantra. Can you imagine either short mantra, long mantra, like Om Mani Padme Hum, that much immense of merit. So that's said in the sutra by Buddha himself. Because I relate this to Chenrezig because Chadong Chendong in Tasmania, they have just recently they actualized such a huge 1,000 of Chenrezig made of I think bronze or brass or copper. Now it's gilding in the gold. It's a huge. They just obtained. And Chadong Chendong, the center, the name is the name of Chenrezig, name of compassionate Buddha. So I'm saying this, people who have the merit and fortune, merit and opportunity to relate your practices in relation to that holy object, the holy object like Chenrezig, that statue that you're actualizing. And according with the sutra, even just paying veneration and making even one small offerings, or just looking at it, as I mentioned before, just by seeing, remembering, all these are regarded as a relics. The merit that people accumulate is unbelievable, infinite. So that's what I'm trying to say. So it's very fortunate that the center and the members and the people present and the future, that whoever are going to come in contact with such holy object in whatever way, I think is so meaningful, so fortunate, it's so blessed for whole Australia, so like that. So yeah. So then now I will talk about the mantra. So before offer the Long, the oral transmission of the Long Darani, I will explain the meaning of the Long Darani. Then after that, if we have time, we'll share a bit of benefit that which emphasized in the sutra. So first of all, the mantra is Namo Ranataya, Namo Ayajana Sangara, Berozana, Buaranza, Tadakata, Harade, Samuel Buddha, Namasawa Tadakatabe, Arhadebe, Samuel Budebe, Nama Aya Auluke, Shoraya, Buddhisato, Masato, Makarunika, Tayata, Umdaradara, Diri, Duru, Idiwadi. Sale, Tazale, Kusume, Wari, Ilimili, Sidi Zola, Aba Naya, Soha. So that's the long Darani, or the Chenrezig mantra. So the meaning of this mantra is like this. I bow to the three rare sublime ones. I bow to the oceans of the Arya's transcendental wisdom, the king of marvelous manifestations of Vairochana, the thus gone four destroyers, perfectly completed Buddha. I bow to all the thus gone four destroyers, perfectly completed Buddhas. I bow to Arm Chenrezig, the Bodhisattva, the great heroic being endowed with great compassion. It is thus, Om, you will whole, do whole. I request a power, move, thoroughly move. You hold a flower, whole and offering flower, method and wisdom, supreme guru, burn it with mind. May it be removed, arrange it. So yeah. So anyway, so that's the meaning. So probably there's a supplication to the Buddha, the past, present, future Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. About the three sublime one, about the ocean, Aya, transcendental wisdom. Also the mantra, that expresses the respect, the expressions of veneration to wisdom of emptiness, the transcendental wisdom. And then the king of the Malur, and also the Dhyani Buddha, like such as Vairochana. Then thus gone, then the rest of the numberless past, present, future Buddhas, four destroyers, like such as Arhats, such as solitary realizers, hearers. They are called four destroyers. Perfectly completed Buddha is talking about the enlightened one, for those who achieve the ultimate liberation. I bow to all thus gone four destroyers. So I'm repeating again, perfectly completed Buddha. I bow to Arm Chenrezig. Then it's specifically expressions of veneration to the Bodhisattva aspect of Chenrezig. Then great heroic being endowed with a great compassion, expressing the characteristic of the Chenrezig, which is the endowing with a great compassion. It is thus Om, you whole, do whole. So it's talking about how grant the refuge. Then after that, then how under the refuge of compassionate Buddha, then lead through the stages of the path. Then I request power, actualizing all the cessations all the way up to the cessation of omniscient, thoroughly move. You hold flowers, and talking about the physical characteristic of the compassionate Buddha, the whole offering of the flower, method and wisdom, which represent, the flower, the lotus, which represent the emptiness. And then the in the center of the lotus flower, the flower, what do you call you call flower yolk or flower? Yeah. So that represent the method, like such as compassion, bodhicitta, like that. Then Supreme Guru, who is oneness with the Guru, who is no different than the past, present, future Buddhas, who has the capability to benefit you, to eradicate, burn with mind, and may it be remove, arrange it, completely, purify, to cause you to purify entirety of faults, like such as delusional obstacle to nirvana, then the obscuration obstacle to omniscience, then actualize the resultant state of the compassionate Buddha or the Buddhas. So roughly meanings like that. So so the literal meaning that I read before, and this is just not exactly word by word, but just roughly to understand. So then then there's one sutra, Papa Shai Chuji Beshe Sung. So that or the treatise or mantra of the 11th phase, Compassionate Buddha, express the Sung the Lenchik Pembe. So if you recite even a one time of this long Darani, Nyende Gitsawe Tonga Shida, Tsameba Ngai Le Jang, Changwar Gyuro. So the four root downfalls, just by reciting once of the long Chenrezig mantra, it will purify the four root downfalls, such as killing, etc., such as killing, stealing, sexual contact, sexual misconduct, etc. Then and also power to purify, even if someone committed 5 heinous crimes, like killing Buddha, killing father, mother, drawing blood from the bodhisattvas, then causing dispute, causing disharmony between the Sangha community. So the Sangha community, not just talking about monks and nuns community. Monks and non community for sure, but then even it's lay people, but then within the lay practitioner, who have realized emptiness, then if not, if someone that even have not realized emptiness but is completely dedicated practitioner who are pursuing to realize emptiness, and eventually they will realize emptiness. So in that kind of community, then you manipulate and you be the cause to make a division. Like it could be in a monastery, it could be in Dharma center, it could be in organization, it could be even in a family. So it's a very, very, very serious. Very, very serious. In the philosophical scripture, the Pandita says, that you cannot recognize exactly who really other is. We ordinary people, you cannot 100% say, you are ordinary, you are false, you are wrong. That is so dangerous to be assumed, because other person outside may be exactly ordinary like you, but that person may be bodhisattva. That person may be sangha, maybe not a monk or not a nun, but maybe sangha, who have realized emptiness. You see, so then the group of two community, it can be 2 of 2, 4 people that you divide, or just more than that number. You make a division. Then divide, and they go into their own different way by objecting to each other. So danger to cause a heinous crime in a spiritual term in Buddhism. Then that is when you talk about the fruitional karmic result of that is unbelievable, intense. So if we cannot be the cause of bringing people together, but we cannot be a cause of bringing, separating people. It can be in the family, like the ordinary family of 4 or 5 people of ordinary family. Who knows? That person may be Bodhisattva. From past life, they already accumulated all the merits. And this life, they're just still showing, just like an immature person. And third party come in and split. You can create that kind of karma, you see. So anyway, that's not the point that I'm supposed to talk. Just split from my tongue. Chenrezig mantra. Even you recite 1 time of long Chenrezig Darani, even heinous crime can be purified. So that's what I need to say. So then Len Dun Jena set up jar stuff with Digwa Changwa Juro. If you recite 7 times only, set up jar, the 100 lifetimes, whatever negative karma you accumulated will be purified. If you recite 7 times. Set up jar stuff with Digwa Changwa Juro. If you recite 21 times, 1,000 kalpa, 1,000 eons, kalpa is eons, 1,000 eons of negative karma committed will be purified if you recite 21 times of the long Darani. When you recite the long Darani mantra, bodhicitta naturally, arise into you. You will be nurtured to actualize bodhicitta. And then that means that will really lead you to become bodhisattva. Sungdi gyatsa ge jana kawa shiti korwa chenil war gyuro. Gyatsa ge. If you recite 108 times, then 40,000 kalpas, 40,000 eons of reborning in the cyclic existence will be closed the door. You will be closed the door to be reborn. 40,000 kalpas, 40,000 eons. Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. I want to do that. I just want to do that. I don't want to do anything else. I don't know how quickly we'll achieve enlightenment, liberation, but I at least don't want to come back to samsara. If I can take a holiday for 40 years, holiday from samsara, unbelievable. That would be the best holiday. 송디 딘도 치감에 나람도 장나 치퍼마타도 미 지den도 계획 르토바주로. If any animal dying, you say no question about well animal, you just chant to any animal, but even the animal is dying at the last breath, when the animal still got the ability to hear, you chant 1 time, that will cause that animal to be reborn in the precious human life. Next rebirth in the precious human life. It's immediately, that also immediately, so that means, even the intermediate state won't be too long. You see, from the lower rebirth to the taking higher rebirth, even will not waste too much time in the intermediate state. So quickly will actualize the higher rebirth, which is human rebirth. Yeah, so human rebirth. She Suringi Devalaya, Zumbe, Kansade, Tuitado, Geshe, Trashibe Yudu Jevada. So if you take the long Darani mantra as your main practice, it's a no doubt that your life start to flourish. You become a very fortunate person. You start to attract all the virtues, all the merits, all the blessings. You become like a magnet to start to attract all the good things around you. Do you sound then you do. So you experience a lot of auspiciousness. Do you sound you always meet auspicious time. You always meet virtuous friends, like that. Sunga zenji remember the lamdo shude drove se lung chenpo kansa di lula pobe lungi semjen shengi lula regna de dictip changwa dance. So you memorize it, you memorize the mantra, then wherever you go, wherever you walk, you just recite the mantra. Then whatever the wind that touches your body while reciting the mantra, that wind will transmit, pervades into rest of the other wind. Go into rest of the other wind. Then whatever all those whoever touches by those wind, and their negative karma will be purified. So you memorize the mantra, you recite, and while reciting you walk. Then the wind that will emerge with the other wind, if the direct wind touches, of course, no doubt. Even that wind, mix with the other air, and those other air carry away, and whoever touches animal or beings, their karma purifies. Unbelievable. They watching it, then you come to then the next rebirth will born in the Pure Land, Amitabha, like Amitabha or Chenrezig Pure Land. Then there are so many other benefits of emphasize like that. Then if you recite the short mantra, like Om Mani Padme Hum, you do give Degum Sushin Beba, Bebana, Parodo Chimba Tugi, Chuanam Yonso, Zoba Yubata. By reciting the 6-syllable mantra, that directly affects you to purify the negation of the 6th perfection and develop your practices and your realization on the 6 perfections. Like you start to gather more resources where you become more generous. The moment you become more generous, naturally you start to gather more resources. Then because of reciting Om Mani Padme Hum, you become you become more moral. The more moral you practice, the more respect you gain, and the more benefit you can offer to others. Then the moment because of the mantra recitation, practice Om Mani Padme Hum, then you naturally become more patient. You become more patient. So when you become more patient, you naturally kind of go far away from people disturbing you, people disturbing you, people making you angry. How wonderful, isn't it? How wonderful. We want to do that, isn't it? Without saying you disturb me, you go away. They naturally go away and stay far away from you, just because of your practice Om Mani Padme Hum, then you receive a lot of respect. You receive a lot of respect by others when Paul reciting Om Mani Padme Hum. Then you naturally become so enthusiastic, joyous enthusiastic in gathering virtues, gathering virtues. So that way, naturally, that you achieve a lot. You achieve, progress in all the virtues. Then you naturally become blur, kind of like dull. You start to become so clear, so focused, so concentrated. Your mind becomes so sharp, so clear. Then, because of that, you gain all the benefit of higher perceptions, like such as higher perception to able to make correct decision, clear decision, beneficial decision, and eventually you achieve clairvoyance. You even able to understand others' mind, past lives, your understand your future, and understand others. So that way that you can able to benefit. Then you will never experience confusion. You don't experience depressed mind. Your mind is always uplifted. Then by practicing Om Mani Padme Hum, you naturally clear away your wrong views. Clear away your wrong views, misconceptions, and your mind tends to equipped with great wisdom, like wisdom of selfless, wisdom of emptiness, etc., etc. So these are the benefit. On by reciting Om Mani Padme Hum, you naturally, like kind of closing door to reborn in 6 realms. Each of the mantra, like kind of like lock, or how to say, like cross to each of the 6 realms, like that. Then by reciting the Om Mani Padme Hum, it create the causes for you to reborn in Sukhavati or Tushita, like Amitabha Pyolen, Chenrezig Pyolen, when you pass away. Chodan Tumogi Shige Wandaji Mutu Toba Juba, then you tend to achieve the blessing and ability to perform the 4 activities of deities, 4 activities of Buddhas and deities, like a control, like a pacifying, activities, increasing merit activities, pacifying obstacles and negativities activities, controlling, the controlling of virtues, controlling self, your own mind, others' mind, from indulging in negativities, and you're able to protect them, control them. Then wrathful activities, which you can able to use to clear very nasty obstacles, very, very serious obstacles. So like that. Then directly act as an antidote to 6 delusions, like such as ignorance, attachment, aversion, jealousy, miserliness, etc. Directly become antidote to that, which is very similar, the benefit that for the long mantra also. Then you start to actualize a lot of virtuous achievements, through your body, speech, and mind, like such as such as being useful of your body, speech, and mind, like in the service of others' well-being. Your physical presence going to be so powerful to impact others in goodness. Your speech can be so powerful, to impact in others' goodness, and your prayers, your thought, when someone need prayer, when you pray, it becomes so effective, so powerful, like greatest example, like His Holiness Dalai Lama, you see, his conventional status is he's a refugee, he went through much more challenge than any one of us went through in our life, you see, and and also so, and also now even His Holiness getting old, etc., but you can see every single moment that his body, speech, and mind is like how much virtues impacting to the large number of the world. You see, so all these are because of the accumulations of benefits and merits, like the practice of Om Mani Padme Hum, etc., like that. Then it's all on Jonan, Tolan Milolam, Namkenda Chebe, Lam, Tarchimba Yubala Soba, Samjegi Yule Debe, Penye, Semebashi, Toba, Papa, Chuchibedo. So then by reciting Om Mani Padme Hum, that you accumulate all the causes to travel through the 5 parts: part of accumulation, part of preparation, part of seeing, part of meditation, then a part of normal learning, enlightenment, and such unbelievable, unbelievable benefits are emphasized in the Sutra of the Arya 11 phase, 11 phase deity, like that. He also said in the Papa Chuji Bedo Arya 11 phase Sutra, Samato Kobedo. That's one another sutra called Samato Kobedo. And then also there's another sutra saying the name of the 108 sutra. So such, and there are many other sutras have emphasized, unbelievable benefits. These are all spoken by the Buddha themselves. You see, so not like someone just say it out to encourage you, not like that. These are the real, these are the actual benefits that happens. So there are so many benefits I've emphasized, from like 21 different Chenrezig sutras. 21 different Chenrezig sutras have emphasized, such benefits. Unbelievable. Then this practice, like recitation of long Darani, recitation of Om Mani Padme Hum, they are the one of the major element. If you want to, you can integrate this into even more further practices, like such as Nyungne practice, and such as like money retreat, Chadong Chendong, then Taidong Foundation and Rinchen Johnson. That's, around the world, there's so many places they organize Om Mani Padme Hum practices during Sakadawa. There's so many places, perform Nyungne practices, Like in my village, the founder of the Rachananda Remote Monastery, the previous one, accomplished 3,000 sets of Nyungne. 3,000 sets of Nyungne. The previous Drupa Rinpoche. Then his way of doing Nyungne is not our way, the 2-day one. His way is, I think, one set require 4 days. I think 1 day, you have 1 meal, then you can still speak. 2nd day, 3rd day, 4th day, without break, no speaking, no drinking, not taking any liquid, and no eating. Fasting retreat. The second, the Nyungne usually, commonly is like 2 days. One session, one set Nyungne accomplished within 2 days. And this Lama's case is, need 4 days. And he did that, and he still accomplished 3,000 sets of Nyungne. Unbelievable. Then among his disciples, there are many who accomplished 2,000 sets of Nyungne. And some are still like one of my auntie who accomplished more than 2,000 sets of Nyungne. My late guru, he has 2,000 sets. Geshela Gunja accomplished 2,000 sets. My auntie, who is a disciple of Geshela, who completed more than 2,000 sets, more than his guru. So still there are practitioners like that. There are many like that. Still today. And unbelievable. And you can see from these practitioners, the how to say, you can see clearly, they have overcome the 8 worldly concerns, and they are confident, they are confident in life, unbelievable. Especially they are confident in next life onward. That's kind of like salute to them. That I can see that in my guru. I can see that even with my auntie, I can see that. With her, I can see that. Especially whenever there's a tragedy going on, it's like people get excited. It's not like freak out, So anyway, I'm just giving an example. I'm sharing this that we also can do. If not 2,000, but at least it's a 2,000. I think it takes about 20 years. So my late guru Geshe Zopa, he remained strict retreat, about 26 years, and about 20 years very, very strict retreat. Then after that, he started to the rest of the time he already started to become a bit loose in retreat. So if you do every single day and 2,000 sets of Nyungne, takes about 20 years. Takes about 20 years, you see. So Geshela, because of nothing to eat, so rather do Nyungne. Nyungne is the comfort when you have no food, like in his case, when there's no food, when there's no proper, comfort. Then on top of that, the rest of the deity yoga practices, Ngondo practices are like another session on top of the Nyungne sessions. So this is how these practitioners do. So then here's a Nyungne gi nyamne chebe peyoni. Nyungne tsaji chena kawa shiti dibataji hada mi chok tobatang. So if you do one set of Nyungne subject chena, if you do one set, 2 days, one session is two days, yeah? 7 sessions. If you do one set of Nyungne, kawa shiti diba. 40,000 kalpas, 40,000 years of negative karma will be purified just doing by one set of Nyungne. And if you do 8 sets of Nyungne, then definitely going to be reborn in next life in Pure Land, Sugawadi, Atisha. Sorry, like Amitabha, Chenrezig, Sugawadi. Le nyerga chena kawa geti tiba. If you do 21 sets of Nyungne, then kawa geti 80,000 kalpas, 80,000 years of accumulation of lifetimes of accumulation negative karma will be purified. So this one is too high number. I also don't know how to say in English. Kawa geti dipa. I would say kawa chewa takye dipa. So I think trillions and trillions of kalpas. I think if you do 108 sets of Nyungne, then kawa chewa takti dipa. So that's many number. I also don't know how to say in English. So like that. So can understand if you're just doing 25, just doing 8 sets, you can already understand the magnitude of how powerful it will be. Then The specific characteristic of Nyungne retreat is that it's so effective to purify negative karma because there's a Nyungne of body, Nyungne of speech, Nyungne of mind. The fasting effort practice in relation to your body, speech, and mind. So by engaging your physical body in the Nyungne retreat, fasting retreat, then it directly affects to purify any karma committed, the number mentioned before, through our body. Then by retreating in Nyungne through your speech, because that is one of the practice, that will purify any karma committed within that number of the eon that we mentioned, accumulated through your speech. And similar goes to your heart, your thoughts. You see, then another very effective effect of doing Nyungne is because of you fast, your body fast in relation to practice of compassion, Chenrezig, by not eating food, but by not eating and drinking liquid, you directly purify karma to be born in the hungry ghost realm. By living in the silence, your speech from idle speech, beside chanting of the prayers, practices, you are not supposed to talk. So because you stay in that retreat, then it directly purify any karma to be born in the animal realm as a Dhamma. During the Nyungne retreat, your heart has to be fully in retreat, in the practice. And you can very clearly can understand when you do Nyungne, there's not much of break. The sessions are quite intense, and there's so many practices to involve there, and you have no chance to think other things, no chance to think rubbish things, Then during the break, usually, but nowadays I heard, many people during the break go to sleep, because you don't get much sleep, you go to rest. But my late guru and my auntie, they was, when they do the Nyungne, during the break, then they do rest of their other homeworks, like doing other sadhanas, doing preliminary practices. So very much, in Geshe Kuncho's case, he did that for 24 hours, because he didn't sleep. So during that time, he don't sleep. So he did that for 24 hours. Like my auntie and the others in the Himalayas, during the break is the time to do preliminary practices and your other sadhanas. So you can see no chance for you to think delusions or thought go into non-dharma or even just stay blank. There's no chance to stay blank. And this particular Nyungne practice is so intense that you will just kind of put all three, your body, speech, and mind, into like kind of targeted retreat, like corner you. Now I scared to do, because I become very weak in my mind. I feel like if I don't eat lunch, I think I would be faint and I would be die like this. The last time I used to be quite brave by the blessing of the guru. Used to be quite brave in doing Nyungnes. I share one story. Geshela led Nyungne in one time in Hong Kong. So I was his attendant, and I don't want to do the retreat, but it's because Lama is doing, and you have to show that you also, you have to do, no choice. But my heart is not really there. So anyway, I did it, but then Geshela is very strict. He didn't even allow you to swallow the saliva. So during the one day, all the way to the next morning, you didn't even allow to swallow the saliva. So I feel so thirsty. It feel like dying, and especially the craving of juices and Coca-Cola. All this is like kind of like a star, coming in my mind like that. So then Geshela and I was sleeping in the same room, and there's an altar where they put a lot of juices and Coca-Colas, and I literally wanted to go and drink, and I was keep checking whether Geshela is fully asleep or not. If I hear that he's snoring, then I thought to go and get the Coca-Cola and drink, But whenever I just look at him and I can see he's moving. So I didn't succeed. Then after that, come to a point that I really want to go to toilet and want to drink water from the toilet, because really can't handle. So I feel like going to toilet, and doesn't matter whatever what. We were doing a retreat in quite a remote place, and I don't think because I remember that they buy the water separately for drinking and cooking. So I don't think the toilet water is drinkable, but I want to drink that. So I went into toilet, and after that, then I say, oh no, I think Geshela may know in his heart, and I cannot. So hard. But then at the end of that retreat, the feeling, the satisfaction is so blissful, unbelievable, And that bliss is like lasts for like rest of the maybe one year or whatever, until that you get chance to do the next retreat. Then after that, wow, you are so so happy, so wanting to do again and again, because you get used to it, and the more nyungne you do, especially you do without taking much break from each nyungne to another nyungne, it becomes very easy. It becomes very, 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 very good, and also very good for health. That's what I heard like that. So anyway, so if you do, you will be definitely better than me. Okay, now I will stop soon. Then by doing nyungne, because because of your body, speech, and mind that engage in the retreat, this life, whatever figure that you have, once you do a nyungne, you become so attractive. You become so likable by everybody. You become like a Chenrezig's white lotus flower, like that. Very, very, very beautiful. Then no question, when you take rebirth in next, you will be admired. You will be liked by others in a very good way. In a very good way. You become very virtuously charming. Nga mawa chebe dimba mache deshin. So then, because of the speech, your speech become very powerful. You just like even like just little one conversation, it just really brings bliss in you. It's kind of make you feel so amazing, so good, so heart touching. Even like So there's one guru, the previous Ganden throne holder, the ex Ganden throne holder. His speech when he teach, we literally don't understand. He's like that. Even the Tibetan, we all don't understand, unless really people know his speech. But even it feels so good, so wonderful. It's like you didn't understand anything, but you feel so blessed. You just attend his teaching. You don't understand at all what he's talking about, but then feel so good. It's not because of just a faith. Everybody felt, newcomers feel like that. So this like that, an example. So your speech becomes so effective, especially like relieving others from like confusion and sufferings. If some people are going through difficulty, you just say one word. Just say, don't worry. That gives liberation to that person. Really, really kind of heal you. See, how amazing if we have that kind of quality, isn't it? There's so many people needs. There's so many people needs help, and you just say one word and that heals you. That's amazing. I want that, isn't it? You all want that, isn't it? So when you do, you can see, because of I already share my true color of my practice in Yungne. That's why, you see, it's very difficult to listen to me, isn't it? I think many of you feel, why is keep dragging? Well, why? It's already over 1.5 hours. Should be stopping. Why? It's not your problem. It's my problem. My problem. Not enough merit. I know speech power. If I have speech power, then like that guru, even you don't understand at all, you will feel so happy to listen to me, hours and hours. Doesn't matter. So Nyungne. So especially if you are leading a group of people, your family, or organizations, or as a teacher, as a parent, you need those powers. You need those powerful speech, so that they listen to you. You see, and whenever you speak, it's like it turns into virtue. Like some gurus, like our gurus call us, we feel so blessed. And our gurus call us, feel like I'm getting an initiation. Our gurus call me, I feel my karma purified. But the scolding is a scolding. It's not a pleasant word. But why you feel like that? Because of their power, their merit. And like me, if I praise somebody, also people misunderstand. If I genuinely praise somebody, people think that I'm sarcastic. I give you, I give you the differences. It's no merit in the speech. No merit. The speech is not coming out from the merit. It's just coming out from know how to talk. You see, so so there's a truth there. You see. Oh, now feel like want to do Nyungne right away tomorrow. Yeah, any same mayemba mishushin same sauce. So because of you live in the your heart live in the Nyungne, your mind never get disturbed. Because of the doing Nyungne, the benefit is your mind always very calm, very settled, very clear. There's no depression, there's no confusion. It's like no depression. Your mind is like always very uplifted. That kind of benefit that you receive from Nyungne, it says like that. Then you Nyungne you said that zeba jua, chebe, niba jua. Yeah. Then yes, and of course, eventually, as like benefit of the rest of the other benefit, eventually lead you to the 80 major and minor marks of the Chenrezig and the Buddhas because of the doing Nyungne like that. Then by doing Nyungne also you develop the 5 wisdom. You accumulate the seed to develop 5 wisdoms. So this Bodhisattva Dawa Gyaltsen have said that. Xianyang Papa Sha Chujibe Sung Gangla La Shiki Ce Ge Dam Chuam Shonga Yungwa Nede Domba Yangda Ba Lang Ne Chue Shin Du Yongsu Dabra Ji De Sem Sechi Du Chere Si Da Jesu Tembe Chene Sunga Di Deje Gina Kawashi Shiti Chokhor Shiri Nyingwa Le Laxos. So then the Sutra of the 11 phase Arm Chenrezig. If you do Nyungne, especially choosing a date, the Indian calendar, or the Tibetan calendar. The Tibetan calendar, they follow the Indian calendar. The Indian calendar is the calendar that Buddha have choose, display of those auspicious days. So on the 8th of the month, 10th of the month, and the 15th of the month, if you choose to do the Nyungne. So on the 8th, you start. The first session is on the 8th from morning to evening. Then on the 10th, what was it, 8, 9, 10, so 8, then on the 9 morning you finish. But if you can continue, 8, 9, 8, 10, just try to cover these 3 dates. Or you can start with these 3 dates, 8, 10, and 15. If you do Nyungne on those days, then you accumulate the long Darani mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. So this, I think, is a very, very, this one I thought, especially for those who don't able to do the full sessions of Nyungne, or some don't have an initiation, like Chenrezig great initiation, who are unable to do the full sadhana, but still participate the Nyungne retreat, and you just keep accumulate. You keep accumulate the long Darani mantra and the Om Mani Padme Hum, and just by doing that, the 40,000 eons of lifetime that you will close the door to reborn in the selling existent, sixth realm existence. So that much benefit, and also, based on here saying with a single pointed faith and conviction in Chenrezig, then choose the date on the 8 or 8 and 10 and 15. Then you accumulate the long Darani mantra or the short Darani mantra. Then that will create the causes to close the door to be reborn in the solid existence, 40,000 eons lifetime. So that is sounds very easy to not difficult to conduct. You see, I mean, we already have so much faith in Chenrezig. We have full conviction in Chenrezig. We're already very familiar with the mantra, and most of us also, we do focus practice on the 8, 10, 15. These are the few, and another one is on the 30th, but here they didn't say the 30th. But at least these 3 dates, 8, 10, and 15, we already try to do more virtues on that day. There's some sutra says, some sutra emphasize even just being vegetarian and avoiding black the black food, like such as garlic, onion, meats, and alcohol during 8, 15, and 30th. But there didn't say the 8. There didn't say the there didn't say the 10. They only said 8, 15, and 30th of the month, the Indian calendar, Tibetan calendar. Even just avoiding all those black foods, you purify so much, accumulate so much merit. Now in here in this text, it said didn't say 30th, 8, 10, and 15. This is specifically talking about accumulating Chenrezig long Darani and Om Mani Padme Hum practices, and that will create a cause to close the door to be reborn 40,000 eons of lifetime in the 6 realms. Unbelievable, unbelievable. So like that. Yeah, so something like that, okay? Okay, so I think I stop here. So this is, as mentioned in the text, that this is just a few benefits that share. There are so many other benefits emphasized in 21 different the Chenrezig sutras. So I think just knowing this much, I think already is so inspiring. And it's so beneficial. So beneficial for us to conduct, because these practices are. It's not something that requires so many conditions to do. As long as you can provide time, as long as even the sadhanas are. If you can do traditional way, well done. If not, then just read the sadhana. Also can be done. The best is to receive 1000 of Chenrezig initiation. That's a 1000 Chenrezig great initiation. Then when you go through the sadhana, it becomes even more meaningful, because you can do the detail, the self-generation of the deity, etc. All the rest of the sadhana that you can do more elaborate. More the elaborate that you do is more the benefit, obviously, isn't it? If not, even you have any of the Chenrezig initiation from Kriya and Action Tantra, any like form Chenrezig initiation, or common Chenrezig initiation, and with that, if you have another higher tantric initiation like Kalachakra, Vajrayogini, Yamentaga, etc., then you can also do the self. Even though you don't have Chenrezig great initiation, but you can still do the self-generating aspect of the practice in the Jungian practices. Then, if you don't have that, just the common Chenrezig initiation, then you can still do rest of the sadhana practice except the self-generation part, and still so meaningful. And if in case you don't even have that, then as long as you have refuge, then the benefit, then you just be part of the Jungian retreaters, or you can do by yourself at home. Like the sutra emphasize, like 10 or 8, 10, 15, or during Sakadawa, at least on the Sakadawa on the 15th day that you can do at least once a year. You can try it out, And now that the texts are available in English, so it's very easy to just follow the text. It's so easy, and especially whether it's English or Tibetan, always got this small letter where I give you the instruction what to do, and you just do your best. Don't have to do exactly. Like if you need to get exact vase, exact all this is not necessary. As long as the basic criteria which already emphasized at the beginning of the text, you follow that. Rest is fine. You see. Then even that is not possible, then single point of faith, conviction, then accumulate the long Darani mantra, that which I will give all the transmission later, then or just Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Just recite Om Mani Padme Hum, and there's many illiterate, Tibetan and Himalayan people do that. I think last time I already shared a story. My grandfather, illiterate, never received teaching, but Om Mani Padme Hum, never separate from his mouth. He hardly talk much also. Whenever he talk, of course, he don't chant, but, but almost all the time, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. When he passed away, 7 days before, he see Chenrezigs out there waiting for him and procession with so many sanghas. And every single day until his last breath, he expressing that in the Chenrezig waiting out there. Chenrezig at the last there is the way he's going to reach, and procession by monks and nuns with all the ritual implements. Maybe he don't even know exactly all the ritual implements when he was awake, but he's bedridden, he cannot open eye, but he clearly says, this, they're holding this, they're playing this, and I'm inviting them. And this has to be Om Mani Padme Hum. And the faith, complete conviction in Chenrezig and Om Mani Padme Hum. He don't have anything other understanding. He lived with the cow. Literally, he lived with the cow. He until don't know how to talk much, don't know how to talk properly. he always avoid human being, even in the family. Of course, he made beautiful children. All my auntie, including my mother, they are all beautiful. They are made by him. Otherwise, he stay away from human beings. He always with the cows, but never away from Omani Peme home. And he lived so old. Then my another grand uncle, I also shared a story before, by 98, I think 90 somewhere, about 7 years or 8 years, all his teeth came back because of Omani Peme home. Omani Peme home retreat. Someone who is old and need attendance, suddenly he don't need attendance. About 7 years, he enjoy youth, glow, teeth. Has to do with Omani Peme. Unbelievable. So these are, and I saw this. I saw both of them. I'm not just telling someone's story. Heard from somebody. I saw them literally. So like that. So it's so powerful. Okay. So I'm not only talk to you. I also need to put more effort. Now from today onward, I wake up a bit because of the kindness of this session. I refresh all this. Otherwise, it's like disappear for a long time. Okay. So now the oral transmission. Okay, so just take a long breath for a few rounds and settle yourself. Just make restructure your sitting and simply feel the presence of compassionate Buddha. Can be in the form of your precious guru or in the form of 1,000 Arm Chenrezig or 2 Arm Chenrezig, doesn't matter all, or whatever visualization comes in your way. Just have a recognition that it's absolute Chenrezig. Then you submit yourself, to guide you, protect you, take care of you, complete individual from now, at the time of dying, in the bardo, in the rebirth, all the way up to full enlightenment. And you do that. The reason for you are taking refuge in Chenrezig and you are submitting yourself in Chenrezig is for you to be most beneficial, like Chenrezig himself, to rest of the numberless sentient beings benefit up to enlightenment. That is the purpose. So then, please repeat after me, those of you who want to take the transmission, and those who don't want to, not ready to take, don't take. There's no commitment. But if you're not ready, then just put aside. Otherwise, you repeat after me. Namo Ranna Tayaya, Nama Arya Jana Sangara, Verochana, Yuva Ranzaya, Tata Gadaya, Arahate, Samyakam Buddhaya, Nama Sarva Tata Gadebe, Arahadebe, Samyakam Buddhebe, Nama Arya, Avalokite, Shoraya, Buddhi Sataya, Maha Sataya, Maha Karu Nikaya, Tayatha, Om Dara Dara, Diri Diri, Duru Duru, Iti Witi, Sale Sale, Tazale Tazale, Kusume, Kusuma Ware, Ile Mili, Siti Zala, Abanaye Soha. Second repetition. Namo Ranataya Ya, Namo Arya Jana Sagara, Berochana, Yuva Ranzaya, Tata Gadaya, Parahade, Samyakam Buddhaya, Nama Sawa Tata Gadebe, Parahadebe, Samyakam Buddhebe, Nama Arya Avalokite, Shoraya, Buddhi Sataya, Maha Sataya, Maha Karunikaya, Tayatha, Om Dara Dara, Diri Diri, Duru Duru, Iti Wate, Sale Sale, Tazale Tazale, Kusume Kusu, Maware, Ili Mili, Siti Zola, Abba Naye Soha. Now third repetition. Namo Ranataya Ya, Namo Aya Jana Sangara, Berochana, Yuva Ranzaya, Tata Gataya, Arahate, Samyakam Buddhaya, Nama Sawa Tata Gadebe, Arahadebe, Samyakam Buddhebe, Nama Arya Awa Lokite, Shoraya, Buddhi Sadoya, Maha Sadoya, Maha Karu Nikaya, Taya Tha, Dara Dara, Diri Diri, Duru Duru, Iti Vete, Sale Sale, Tatsale Tatsale, Kusume Kusume Ware, Ili Mili, Siti Zola, Abba Naye Soha. And Om Mani Peme Hum, Om Mani Peme Hum, Om Mani Peme Hum. Yeah. So then we dedicate the merit. So I received this oral transmission, the whole Nyungne, entire Nyungne text transmission from my late guru a few times, from Geshe Lamkunjo a few times. Then from Kyabje Lama Sobaram Rinpoche, I think also a few times, maybe at least one definitely. Yeah. And then the current reincarnation of the Drupa Rinpoche that I mentioned to you before, the current reincarnation, who is regarded as the reincarnation of Gelong Mapelmo. In fact, there's the Rinpoche who established, the nunnery monastery, which under Kyabje Lama Sobaram Rinpoche now I used to involve. And so he is regarded as a Gelong Mapelmo's reincarnation. I think eventually there will be his biography is unbelievable. There's a history all the way up to during Shakyamuni Buddha's time. So unbelievable. Yeah, so he has the extensive Nyungne lineage. And thinking about his previous life, can you imagine that who is a non-secularism, holder of the Dharma, who was a great, who was a Buddhist Kakyu, but then who also graduated as a great Laramba Geshe in Tibet. Then you like that anyway. Yeah. So now then we dedicate in bodhicitta emptiness, unification of great bliss and emptiness. Then also general dedication of the bodhisattvas. Then long life prayer like that. And also dedicate this collective merit be complete cause for all numberless sentient beings be free from oceans of samsaric suffering, it is causes an actualized state of full enlightenment without delay. May this collective merit be complete cause. Anyone who passed away, especially in last 49 days, be free from the hallucination and suffering of death and intermediate state, rebirth, and actualize high rebirth in Amitabha Pure Land and actualize enlightenment within that very lifetime. May this quality merit be complete cause. So anyone who's going through health difficulties, and especially the humanities are suffering from COVID difficulties, especially those who are COVID patients or any other sicknesses, any other problems in life. May our collective merit be a complete cause for them to overcome all those obstacles and actualize a healthy, meaningful, long life. May this collective merit be a complete cause. All the frontliners like doctors and nurses and any caretakers to vulnerable people, to needy ones, will always have good health, long life, and fulfill all their aspirations up to enlightenment. May this collective merit be a complete cause. All our precious gurus and all the good people in the world, like Sarnath Lama, Kyabje Lama Sobaram Rinpoche, and all the other spiritual gurus, and all the other beneficial beings, like yourself, your family members, always enjoy good health, long life, and fulfill all the aspirations accordingly. May this collective merit be a complete cause. All the virtuous institutions, like such as monasteries and nunneries, and all the Dharma centers, like FMD centers, then all the Australian FMD centers, then especially this program organized by Chadong Chendong, and also the Kunshan Yishe Center in Blue Mountain is also joined together today here, and anybody from other individual centers. May all this, like such as Chadong Chendong, such as Kunshan Yishe, etc., free from all the inner, outer, secret obstacles, actualize all the conducive conditions to preserve the Buddha Dharma perfectly in extensive learning and actualization in the realization on the stages of the path, and most importantly, to fulfill the aspirations of enlightened gurus like Sarnath Lama, Geshela in the center and to the people. And may the center, may every single project be the cause of numberless sentient beings, temporary happiness after the ultimate happiness of enlightenment. May this collective merit be complete cause. All the world leaders, leaders of the organizations, institutions, leaders of family, and ourselves who lead our own life, be free from negative emotions, delusions, low self-esteem, etc. May our heart fill with loving kindness, compassion, like the Chenrezig, like the Buddhist of Chenrezig, like the great beings like Sarnath and our gurus, and then fill with the full of wisdom of selfless, so that anyone under our leadership, anyone under their leadership, can able to enjoy only peace, happiness, virtues, and life can be so meaningful in that way. May this collective merit be complete cause. May each and every one of us and anyone, and all the beings, eventually able to, karma ripen to really to actualize the maximum benefit of all the benefit that mentioned in the text in today's teaching, and many more out there, be able to actualize within our lifetime and cause our own liberation in enlightenment, and also cause liberation in enlightenment to the rest of the other sentient beings. Like that. Then the dedicator ourselves, the merit and the purpose that we dedicate all lies in the nature of emptiness. So that by the power of the nature of emptiness, by the power of the triple gem, by the power of your sincere heart and sincere artistic prayer, all these prayers actualize in real. Lama Sanje Lama Gewa De Nyudo Da Lama Sanje Duchen and Duaji Jama Luba De Salam Cobra Jo, Chanju Sanjo Rimboja, Majepanam Kiju, Jawani Bame Tony Dawa Rimboja, Majepanam Kiju, Jawani Bame, only Kundo Kavan Jo, Nidawa Rimboja, Majepanam Kiju, Jawani Bame, and Kundo Kavan Jo, Pamasam Jedam Jedam, Chanjo Zambagana Zoba de Dalgunje Molam Duburo, Jambe Pavachita, Kambata Kundo Zambo de and Desinje de Dalgunje, Dalo Java de Tatam Gerando. The Sojabe Java Dam Jedongo, Gana Judongo, but the Daji Java de Gunja Sambo, Judge Rabdungo, Varai, Carrera, Covation, the Pendant de Wama, Legion. Jerez and Tenzin Jazo, Jabez de Badu, Danger, Topso Change Jango Jave, Tenzin, your baby Kunzo, Chozo, Element to do Batazo, the Jekondo Shadne. Tongyin Ninja Sundo Jubelam, Sejo Kanje, Dendro Chana Pemo, Tenzin Jazola, Sova, Deso Shende, Londo, Show. Semje Neba, Jini Banyo Donella, Tajuja, Duene, Maluba, Tado Juma, Mebra, Chumden, the Dijabata Jumayan, the Namana, the Jabala Chat. Chanjo Zambazamba Jumakundo Zambola Jazo, Taya, the Ombed, the Albany, some the Zamages, the Tide of the Albany, some the Zamages, the Tide of the Albany, some the Zamages. Tide on the Albany, some the Zamages, the Tide of the Albany, some the Zamages, the Tide of the Albany, some the Zamages, the Tide of the Albany. Some day the Jabata Jumayan, the Bazobes and Yemingila Bido, Jabala Jumay, Jabata Jumayan, the Bazobes and More the Molanda Gerado de Javola, Chazelo, Shakim, Chazelo, Major Sejavilla, the Tendelo Amebet, but the Dajel Hassan Bedon. Namda Membe Nego Dub Joro, Bedanzo Amigabi, Shendo, Pasam, Semjera, Samba Chushin to Chashi, Shotombaji, they come to Jumba, the Temba Nivation to someone, Tenzin Polotion to Temba Urin, Nebetachi, Nimodele, Sendele, Nimimbo, and the less. 人间大多的那边工作送业扎西说。Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Rejoice.
Thank you for such a very beautiful
Everyone for your patience.
I'd like to invite everyone for the
Yeah.
light offering, Geshela. We are
Okay. So
So-
those of you who want to participate in the light offering, Meta have organized physical light offering in Buddha Stupa in Kathmandu. And we do light offering right away. I'm ready right away. So I try to be quick. I
so we
want
will
to keep
do.
you so long. So those of you who want to join, Meta, how they going to join you?
Yeah, it's on the Zoom room 5. I will share the room number.
It's actually in the link is already in the chat, Meta.
Oh,
That's right.
okay.
That's right. It's in the chat.
Okay, then see you.
595. Yeah. See you.
Yeah, see you 1 minute time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Honorable Lindy, Jen,
Again soon.
everyone. Bye-bye. Bye.